You get started in real estate, you see a few people at the brokerage doing a few more deals, then you'd obviously get to the level you'd love to aspire to. There's agents at other brokerages you see that are doing strong numbers, let's call it north of 30. You backwards work the math and you go, oh, awesome, if I can get to that level with keeping my expenses low, it's a decent income, especially in the sales criteria of other things you could hypothetically be selling, right? But then a few months in, you eventually get your first deal. Potentially, you're getting some support from the brokerage. You might fall into a couple of other deals down the line, but you're starting to, meet people, do a lot more potential appraisals. You might be going down the door knocking route. You might have a marketing budget that was given to you that you're starting to, put some leaflets out there, tinkle in some Facebook and Google ads and all that sort of mumbo jumbo. Again, a bit scattergunny, but you're getting to that position where you're getting your first couple of settlements come through. That then gets in the way of you going back to your normal prospecting, what you're doing consistently when you had no business coming in. And then fast forward a couple of extra years or two, you start hitting the one sale a month and you're like, I can just replicate this and even double that. But that's the position where I see so many people in this industry get stuck, is that 10 to 15, maybe 20, depending on deal size, if you're doing apartments and quicker turnover suburbs where houses are selling for below the median much more frequently, bigger buyer activity, bigger investor sell-off in that area, exceptions to the rule. But in a normal median house sale market, a lot of agents do get stuck at the 10 to 15 route. It's where I was before I moved brokerage and then went from 13 to 27. And since then, obviously that was on a couple of separate videos that you can potentially look at after this. But why is that a thing? Why do agents that come into the business probably have good history in terms of aptitude, application? Maybe they've done sales roles before. Maybe they've been known in the area before. And there's a couple of reasons. One is the flash in the pan agent that I see. They come in, they know people, they're aware in their market, but they don't have the systems and structures on the back end. They get quick early wins, but they don't know how to leverage into those quick early wins to build a stabilized business in their core area. The other ones are we'll take every and any deal we can get to, and it's hard to set a foothold in that area. So obviously when you're starting out, you're going to take any deal. My first deal was all the way to York, which was about 3 hours drive from where I was, and I was still doing extracurricular activities at the time as well, back when the logic for me was, I can't do anything in my life now. It just has to be real estate, real estate, real estate. Thankfully, I've come onto the other side of that and I wasn't in that toxic pattern for too long. But you'll take so many listings wherever they come from, even if a brokerage says, hey, we've got this rental ages away, do you want it? Oh, yes, of course. It's well below the median, might be a tough sale, but I'll take it just to sort of get my name out there and get my feet wet, so to speak. There'll be those agents, and very hard, similar to the first one, to build a system and structure around that. You're picking up the consistent point now is systems and structures on the back end is what prevents agents going from that level to the next. And then the final one, and it's sort of that shift where sales is sales, right? At the end of the day, you're 100% commission based. Yes, there are other sales industries where it'll be a base and a comp and et cetera, performance bonuses and metrics. But real estate sales is a longer sales cycle, hence why the retention's so low in terms of those first 12 to, if not 5 years, but certainly those first 12 months. But a lot of people do come into it from a employee background and a non-lifestyle background where 9 to 5's done outside of those work hours, you're not clocked into work. Where real estate, the magic can happen in terms of business growth and structure outside of the 9 to 5. And sometimes your freer points in the day when no one's watching is between the 9 to 5, when you don't have sellers calling you, you're not doing viewings, you're not doing buyer feedback calls, you're not doing appraisals as well when owners are free. Through the middle of the day, there's that lack of timeline, structure, calendar, all those things, especially starting out when you don't have the past families that you've helped sell to work with and leverage off. You don't have the avatar in place, whether that's stuff I've referenced on other videos, your email marketing in place, your online presence in place, things of that nature. It's a bit too scattergunny. and you don't yet have the capital behind you to outsource it into a team structure like you see some of the established agents that are doing really good numbers are doing. They've got the support network behind them. They've been doing it for 10, 15 years. And if they haven't been and they're doing great numbers, there's generally some form of system and structure that the brokerage has given them in advance, or they've been working off an underling role of a senior agent and they're starting to take a couple of those deal flows, again, being part of X agent's team, and now they're in a sister area neighboring to. But even then, I still see a lot of agents still cap out at that area, even with the support network behind them, once they start to pull away from that team dynamic or that brokerage a bit more and they start going, right, I want to be 100% solo and do all that stuff. Multitude of other reasons. What can you do if you're watching this still as a newer agent, or any agent out for that matter that is call it 15, I can go up as high as sort of 20. I think once you start getting above 20, 25 consistently in terms of year on year, you're probably going to have, you've either gone down the route of you've got a team network already around you, or you potentially have some of these processes already in place. But the people you're working with at the brokerage you're at, or if you're a bit more independent and working at a boutique agency, what they're doing to get them to where they are has either been long periods of time investment, which you still need in any industry, of course, or some form of outside structure, routine, external staff support that either you probably have them helping them out with as well. So yeah, that's a big reason why agents get stuck. Brokerages don't have the support network there. They already know it's a sales feast and famine industry. Retention's very low, so it's sometimes risky for them to structure early wins for you and get that proof of concept that you need along the way, check-ins, recognition of good effort. And even with that marketing budget, most of that's wasted on fliff-flaff, the 5K investment. That could be better utilized. Brokerages, agency owners out there, you've got to be doing better if you're going to be structuring that. But for you directly as an agent, sub 20 deals, or just starting, no deal flow yet, the biggest reason people get stuck at that 10 to 15 is they'll flash in the pan, they'll do some early wins, they'll build up a presence in the area, but then they won't have the support network around them, lose that system and structure. Or once they start getting to that potential deal flow, they get to that, well, the next step is when you're seen to be an established agent. Okay, now I'm going from an employee-based mindset of, yes, that deal flow below 15, you can probably get away with a lot of scattergunny approach things because you personally can still accommodate just over a deal a month with everything else that you want to do in life. There's not too many strings being pulled. But as soon as you're dealing with 1, 2, 3 sellers on the run, routinely month after month, on top of the buyers, as long as you're obviously servicing them as well and not outsourcing any of it, there can sometimes be that fear of breakthrough that comes in. The analogy where it's, you don't have that identity structured yet because you haven't had that consistent run, and that's where you'll still see agents that will have like rookie months or rookie of the year, and they'll break through. Some of them, yes, go on to do it and continue there, but they don't have those systems and structures in place, and they'll have a good month and then they'll fade away. And that can sometimes be as simple as they were doing the prospecting for the 30 days that led to a good 90-day horizon, but then in that 90-day window, they weren't doing the 30-day routine that provided that 90-day outcome. So then when they've done all the listing management work, they're back to square zero. That's what I did a lot of times. And that was very annoying, right? Because you'd feel like you're about to take that next step, and then you're suddenly like back to square zero, like, oh, well, where's my next deal coming from? But yes, if you are keen to understand and you're watching this sub 15 deals and you love real estate and want to continue pushing on and break to that next ceiling and stabilize there, I did a couple of other videos before this that reference that. I'm still an active agent. I've worked with a couple of brokerages in the last sort of 6 to 12 months to refine that structure a little bit more as well. And the purpose of this video and future videos, a couple of times a week at a minimum, but there'll probably be more. That's going to be the purpose of here. So if you're watching this and you did want a little bit of added insight or something to address next, feel free to reference it. Otherwise, in the description And obviously on my channel, you can go to my Instagram as well, and feel free to send me a DM or a message. But I do feel like there's not a lot of structure. You're probably sitting there, you joined whatever brokerage you're at anywhere in Australia, and yes, you see other people around you doing it, but then it's a bit like, well, like, is it just the time? Is it like, what's the structure that is going to get me even to 10 to 15, let alone consistently stay there and then kick on, especially if you've joined in the past 2 to 3 years when most of Australia's been in an upward market. Wait till the market turns now, and it already is starting to, where time on market, vendor meetings have to happen, price reductions might be a reality, and then the sales cycle extends even further. It's not all upward sailing here, especially if you've been working for an agent that's doing good deals and you're just seeing the deals fly through the door, and you're like, well, hang on a minute here. There is profile, there is other structures and systems you can put behind it. But that's what hopefully this is going to unearth. Really motivated to hear any sort of insight if people watch this, have got this far. That's the next step from here. A couple of other videos if you want to go backlog and reference them to see some implementable strategies straight away that might be able to even just get you your next deal. But Thomas Whitford here, based out of Perth. Appreciate you watching. We'll speak to you on the next video.